First, today's essay topic, science without conscience will be the ruin of the soul. Science without conscience will be the ruin of the soul, or science without conscience will be the ruin of the soul. Those of you who are new to the essay class, in every class, first we pick up a topic which is related to the theme that we are studying. You are made to write that essay. I read, hear, check, etc., whatever you have written, and then we discuss the theme. Also, one of the facets of essay writing we discuss in every class. For example, in today's class, we will be discussing what is content of an essay, because many people have questioned in this last 2 weeks कि सर essay का content क्या होता है. मैंने कोई 151 essays की book खरीदी है, उससे I am doing. So those things, they are not the recommended strategy. This confusion about what is the content of essay. Okay, so we will be discussing that part also. So every class that I have taken and given this topic, the first person to have read it has read to me Oppenheimer. So it may seem to you that this Oppenheimer is coming unique to you. So there also, again, in every class I have corrected this version of Oppenheimer. I will correct your version also कि essay में इसको कैसे लिखना है. So basically Oppenheimer is based on E is equal to mc square of Einstein, right? Energy mass equivalence. So how energy mass can be converted into energy. So this groundbreaking equation of Einstein, E is equal to mc square, which was supposed to end world poverty, hunger, by bringing clean energy, led to a generation of human beings being wiped out in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and many more generations coming with birth defects. And on this, when the experiment was conducted by Oppenheimer of nuclear explosion, Oppenheimer rightly said, "Now I have become death." Okay, so just by adding Einstein and the two sides, what it was supposed to do, or what it could have done, it could have ended poverty, hunger, because access to electricity is one of the surest ways to end poverty. There is a research also by OECD. Access to electricity is directly proportional to reduction in poverty. You must have seen also, India mein poverty last 5-6 years mein, one of the reasons is access to electricity has improved in India, right? आज के समय में all of us are from the same generation. So imagine, I mean, those of us who are coming from lower and middle class, could we have imagined this much surety, certainty in supply of electricity 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago?
No, sir.
No. So see, there has been a dramatic change. This has impacted lives. Electricity has reached to the last mile, etc. Now this electricity right now is costly, and there are various other issues related to it. You will study the problems of electricity sector or power sector. You know about NPAs, discoms, सारा कुछ पता है आपको, उदय scheme. I'm not going into that direction, but this E is equal to mc square or civil nuclear energy, that could have ended world poverty, hunger, etc. Rather, it ended on August 6 and August 9. A generation of human beings in two cities. And on that, Oppenheimer said, "Now I have become death." So, अब वो कई लोग उसमें लास्ट वाले में आपने कम से कम नहीं बोला, he said Oppenheimer quoting the Gita said, "Now I have become death." है ना ऐसा. So by that extrapolation is that nuclear technology is mentioned in Gita. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Okay. So whether he has also said it or not, that is also debatable, but we can use it. That much of liberty we can take in essay. So this is fine, and your one idea was fine, that science has to be guided by morality. Morality is basically commanded by religion. साइंस इज एमोरल. एमोरल का मतलब क्या होता है, जिन लोगों ने एथिक्स को पढ़ा है? अभिजीत, व्हाट इज एमोरल?
Something which is moral neutral.
Which is neither moral nor
Moral.
immoral.
Immoral.
It is something neutral. So science is amoral. Science ना तो right है ना wrong है. It is agnostic. Science does not decide who to kill. When a nuclear bomb falls, वो ऐसा सोचते क्या कि अंबानी को नहीं मारूंगा? Although IVF technology may give twins, it is feasible. So now this amorality of science requires morality, and the best guardian of morality for generations has been religion. Religion gives always, especially Indian philosophy and Indian religion, they give you a path. For example, you mentioned the concept of dharma. So okay, कभी भी इंट्रो फर्स्ट पेज पे नहीं लिखते हैं, क्योंकि आप कटिंग करेंगे उसमें, यू विल चेंज वर्ड्स, योर वर्ड्स विल नॉट बी प्रिसाइज. सो ऑलवेज राइट इट एट द बैक, and then on the first page write a perfect intro. So now science without conscience will be the ruin of the soul. Now tell me one thing, once you got the topic, all of you started to think क्या लिखे introduction वगैरह. Is it not the same as the previous topics that we have discussed?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The process of self discovery has been outsourced. Science is a series of victories, sorry, history is a series of victories over, of scientific man over romantic man. Topic same hai. Science, conscience is representing religion, art, something immaterial, something which is not material. So last class में भी मैंने आपको एक अपना एक राइटअप का पेज दिखाया था सेम टॉपिक का, where we were talking about, none of you mentioned artificial intelligence, biotechnology, automation, digitization, robotics. All of this, while it is improving human life, at one aspect, it is reducing hazardous jobs and death of men. But is it not making labor redundant? Is it not making the life and worth of a human being redundant? I need not talk to you. I will talk to a virtual chatbot. है ना? I was surprised to see that there are chatbots which also detect whether you are having psychological issues or not. They will ask you some certain programmed questions, and then they will arrive. They will send you every day a message, etc. And because we are human beings, so हम 4 बार answers को अलग अलग select करेंगे till we arrive at the conclusion we are satisfied with, right? So
Yes.
लास्ट टाइम भी मैंने आपको युवाल नोआ हरारी की बुक सेपियंस अ ब्रीफ हिस्ट्री ऑफ मैनकाइंड में एक लाइन लिखवाई थी, that the coming generation will be not human beings suffering because of exploitation, but because of irrelevance or indifference, where Alexa will be telling stories to your children instead of your grandparents, where you will be connecting to your parents, or your parents would know about your whereabouts through your digital status updates, WhatsApp and Facebook status updates. है ना? Most of you have kept a list in which you have taken out your parents from seeing your WhatsApp status, right? So, so that they don't know that today you had cake while you told them that I am studying at home. है ना? Don't do that. At least be honest to them. They are understanding people. Don't become luggage. Okay, very soon, if you keep lying to your parents, you will be reduced to luggage, though not the one that can be hand carried. So in this exam also, yes, they are not very understanding people in understanding the pain of uh, this preparation, but that cannot be the reason for you to astray and not be telling everything that you should do speak. They are not insensible people. Okay, आप जैसे एक दो हैं उनके पास, वो भी 20-30 सालों से. Anyways, now coming back to this topic. So my only issue was that dimensions में हमको already पता है how science has the upper edge, what are the problems with science in various sectors. For example, science and morality, science and uh, international relation, science and defense, and all of you have heard of the FTX issue.
Yes, sir.
Imagine the absurdity. Crypto was supposed to be the most secure currency, है ना? ब्लॉकचेन पे बेस्ड है, क्रिप्टो करेंसी, बिटकॉइन, ये वो, हटाओ यार, पूरी एक्सचेंज को ही उड़ा देंगे, है ना? You have the most secure currency, the exchange is gone which is holding it for you. This is the dream that science sells you. So many middle class people of US etc. इंडिया में तो फिर भी औकात से बाहर की बात थी बिटकॉइन खरीदना, but many of my friends I know, they purchased 0.1 bitcoin, point ये वो वगैरह वगैरह. Now you are being sold the dream that this is the most secure asset, fast growing, इतना मिल जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा. So far $2 or $3 trillion of Bitcoin money has been wiped out, right? So this dream that science sells of making fast money, you you have seen the state case of Bollywood. Even today I was reading some news that some 24-year-old actress, Bengali actress, died of cardiac arrest. Is it a surprising phenomenon that so many of them under the age of 40-45 are dying out of cardiac arrest? Or is it a lifestyle issue, trying to achieve something which you are not physically? That is because you are dissatisfied. Science has given you मेरी खूबसूरती का राज, 10 रुपए का क्रीम, not me. I mean, these are the kind of advertisements, right? Then your actors selling cold drinks to look cool. You would be looking cool drinking cold drinks when you know it's carbonated water. So even you can extend this science without conscience in all the spheres. For example, commerce. For example, डिफेंस की जब बात करें, आगे हम ये टॉपिक्स डिस्कस करेंगे, बट डिफेंस में does it require now America or China to come on our borders to destabilize India?
So,
Does it require that they should come at our borders?
no, sir. Just a click of a computer.
Yes, all of you are aware of Stuxnet. नहीं पता है तो लिख लीजिए. Although जब हम security पे ऐसे लिखेंगे तो we will discuss this. Stuxnet, it is a virus. Israel and US, they made the Iran centrifuge. Centrifuge कहाँ पे यूज होता है?
Nuclear energy.
न्यूक्लियर इनरिचमेंट में. आपको यूरेनियम 235 और 238 के बीच में पता है डिफरेंस? एक फिसाइल नहीं होता 238, और नेचर में बहुत ज्यादा मौजूद है, बट 0.07% or something, I'm not remembering the exact percentage of the fissile uranium that is available in nature. हमको फिर उसकी मात्रा को इतना बढ़ाते जाना है that it becomes यूजेबल फॉर यू, इट्स क्वांटिटी बिकम्स यूजेबल, क्योंकि अदरवाइज अब एक अगर 1 किलो का उठाएंगे तो उसमें 0.07% मिलेगा, आप उससे क्या कर लेंगे, है ना। सो वी हैव टू मेक इट्स कॉन्सेंट्रेशन सो मच दैट इट बिकम्स यूजेबल एज अ फ्यूल फॉर यू। उसके लिए न्यूक्लियर इनरिचमेंट करते हैं। इस वायरस ने सेंट्रीफ्यूज को overrun कर दिया, it started getting heated up etc, their program got shut down, and uh, it could very well be used to cause a nuclear accident wherever they want. This is called as the fourth generation warfare. और भी एक अच्छा example, our next door neighbor has brought to the world COVID-19. Many fear this is a biological weapon. The very reason that this virus is susceptible to many of the, or it is resistant to many of the uh, top line drugs, is because it was lab created. That is one of the theories, and nobody wants to go into the origin of it. So this conscience part, again, it is your interpretation and you interpret it in all the spheres. अब इंडिया के लिए अप्लाई कीजिए। इंडिया का एग्जांपल में, इंडिया ने वैक्सीन डेवलप किया, बट व्हाट वाज द कंसाइंस थिंग दैट वी डिड?
We shared it.
यस, वैक्सीन
Diplomacy.
वैक्सीन मैत्री। तो आपको काउंटर एग्जांपल्स मिल जाएंगे। डायमेंशंस आपने सोच लिया, मुझे हाँ अभी डायमेंशंस कैसे सोचने हैं, आई विल बी डिस्कसिंग दैट, क्योंकि कंटेंट वाला पार्ट हमको डिस्कस करना है। बट सिंपल डायमेंशंस, फॉर एग्जांपल पॉलिटी, पॉलिटी में कैसे देखेंगे साइंस और कंसाइंस का, सोसाइटी में कैसे देखेंगे साइंस और कंसाइंस का, यू एक्सटेंड इट टू ऑल द डायमेंशंस। फॉर एग्जांपल द इमेंसिपेशन ऑफ women post 1990s, has it been because of any female movement, because of change in consciousness etc, or has it been because of scientific breakthrough?
Scientific
Science.
breakthrough.
Yes, what is the scientific breakthrough? Birth control. That has given them the liberty for planning pregnancy. Secondly, globalization. Obviously, you know, globalization is based on technology. Globalization required extra workforce. So for the first time, women need not go to a factory. They were not required to do manual labor. They were required as receptionists. They were required as data or business process outsourcing वगैरह में. They were required as data processors etc. So many new fields that has come. So globalization recognized women as workforce. इससे पहले women को unpaid labor और इकोनॉमिक डिपेंडेंट माना जाता था. Globalization, birth control, menstrual hygiene development etc, these transformed women's ability to work at par with men, and this is not something which any feminist movement brought. This is what science brought. Okay, so now it is not the case that science itself has not done alone. तो वो आप dimension भी लिखेंगे कि science itself has done many things when the conscience was not raised. For example, कुछ चीजों में the consciousness of the society will be rudimentary, patriarchy etc. Their science has fought that battle. Okay, so now let us understand that टॉपिक की डायमेंशंस कैसे आते हैं किसी भी एसे में, या कंटेंट कहाँ से होता है. एंड वी विल गो बैक टू आवर एसे दैट वी वर डिस्कसिंग इन लास्ट क्लास. उसका कंटेंट हम पूरा कर लेंगे, साइंस और रिलीजन, ताकि ऐसे कोई भी एसे आप लिख सके. बट in an essay, where do we write the content from? Where do you study the content from? Which book? Is there a source?
Yes, sir. Your notes.
No. See, first of all, essay is what you read in GS. यूपीएससी ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि एसए में कोई ऐसा टॉपिक पूछ रहे जो आपके जीएस के सिलेबस में नहीं है. ऑल्दो मेनी ऑफ यू विल से सर फिलोसफी का पूछ लेते हैं. फिलोसफी का टॉपिक पूछ रहे हैं, लिखना आपको जनरल स्टडीज का एसे है, फिलोसफी का एसे नहीं लिखना है. दे आर नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग यू टू राइट अबाउट बुद्धा's philosophy in an essay paper. They want you to apply Buddha's philosophy in various general studies. So essay is what you read in GS. But yes, there can be some sources which you can use to improve your essay. For example, economic survey. This is going to help you in writing an economic essay or on a topic on Indian economy. That is one source that you can read. Spectrum, ancient history. They will be giving you a lot of examples that you can quote. Because like Oppenheimer के example में हमने देखा that things are repeated. Similarly in history, history repeats. You will always find in your essay topic an example from ancient history, medieval history, modern history, India's freedom struggle, post independence, हमेशा आपको मिलेगा. Then लक्ष्मीकांत. अब लक्ष्मीकांत में एस्से के लिए क्या मिलेगा आपको? लक्ष्मीकांत में ऐसा नहीं है कि आप एस्से के लिए कुछ ढूंढ नहीं सकते हैं. यू कैन मेक दिस. यू विल सी लक्ष्मीकांत में बहुत जगह कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली में डॉक्टर अंबेडकर हैज सेड दिस करके 4-5-6 लाइनों का कोट्स दिया होता है. यस और नो? With respect
Yes,
to
sir.
fundamental rights,
Yes, sir.
Dr. Ambedkar has said this in the Constituent Assembly. ऐसा मिला. अगर लक्ष्मीकांत में नहीं पढ़ना चाहते हैं, अपने पॉलिटी के ईएमपी नोट्स में देख लीजिए, वहां भी लिखवाया गया होगा. या बहुत जगह आपको डीपीएसपी और फंडामेंटल राइट के बीच में डिबेट होगा. ये डिबेट आप अपने एस्से में कई जगह यूज कर सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा कन्वर्ट करके. उसमें एमसी सेतलवाद हैज सेड दिस. You just have to spend 2 hours turning the pages of Lakshmikant and you will find this content. Just note it down at one place. So economic survey, spectrum, Lakshmikant. इकोनॉमिक सर्वे से आपको पूरा एक एसे भी रेडी हो सकता है इकोनॉमी का. ओके. इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस. This I can very candidly say that you just read the EMP notes. They are full of lines on essay. They are full of although when we write an international relation topic पे essay, और जब हम इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन का थीम डिस्कस करेंगे तो मैं आपको थोड़े बड़े बड़े कोट्स लिखवाऊंगा विच आपके ईएमपी क्लास में बिकॉज ऑफ द नेचर ऑफ जीएस आई हैव नॉट मेड यू राइट. बट देयर आर इन एवरी क्लास यू मस्ट हैव गॉट एटलीस्ट 1 or 2 कोट्स that is very well to be utilized in your essay also. बट मैं जब ये थीम लूंगा तो आई विल बी डिस्कसिंग बिगर कोट्स, 4-5-6 लाइनों के कोट्स that we will be writing in essay. But this is definitely going to give you the dimension to think. Okay. Now YouTube, dare to do motivation. There is a channel, dare to do motivation. It will be giving you so many short stories. Watch some debates. Debates will let you analyze. For example, I know in the entire day you have a lot of time to waste. Instead of watching Instagram reels, I know you will waste. That is a reality. And I'm not asking you to change that reality. Only I'm saying utilize it for a better purpose जो आपको interest भी आएगा. For example, you watch maybe there is a Jaipur Fest debate where there is a heated debate between, let's say, Asaduddin Owaisi and J. Deepak on status of Article 370. Both are lawyers. They will make some irrelevant, some opinionated points or some points based on their biases, but they will be giving you definitely some points which you can take and write in your exam. ये आपको यूनिकनेस लेके आएगा, आपके एसे में यूनिकनेस होना चाहिए, वरना हर 5 में से तीसरा आदमी ओपनहाइमर को ही लिख रहा होगा, आप कैसे अलग लिखेंगे? You will find that from here. As much as it may look irrelevant, it is not if you utilize it for the right purposes. And if you can't do all this reading, just stick to the essay class. We will deal with the content part. Now focus on if you can't do all that which we have mentioned above. Now you have 4 GS subjects: GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. How do they help you in essay? Now, first of all, the broad themes. GS1 contains society. How does society help you in writing any essay? See, any topic, this science and conscience also, or this aspect of science, its relation with morality, etc. Does it have a social aspect also? Bataiye.
Yes.
Yes, many times conscience was guided by science for reform. For example, until not long back, homosexuality was considered to be abnormal, defect, disease, etc. Right? Yes or no? How many of you still consider homosexuality to be a disease? Come on, yaar. In essay class, you can see JS मिल का ना लिबर्टी पर एक बहुत अच्छा एसे है. मुझे लगा ना जब मैंने ये पहली बार पढ़ा, जेएस मिल रोट एन एसे ऑन लिबर्टी, तो मुझे लगा कि ऐसा छोटा सा कुछ लिखा होगा इन्होंने 2-4 पेजेस का. व्हेन आई गूगल्ड एंड व्हेन आई डाउनलोडेड इट, इट वाज, मतलब इन लोगों का इंटरप्रिटेशन एसे का कुछ और होता है. और दूसरी बात कि मेरे टीचर ने लिखवाया था उस क्लास में कि जेएस मिल रोट इन एन एसे ऑन लिबर्टी, तो मुझे लगा कि उस एसे का नाम है ऑन लिबर्टी, ऑल्दो दैट एसेज टाइटल वाज लिबर्टी. तो वहां पर उन्होंने ना एक बहुत अच्छी बात बोली है. ही सेज even when somebody is saying wrong or false, he or she should be allowed to do so. Please mute. Why should somebody be allowed to say false things? Because that gives this person and the society a chance to what?
Rectify.
Correct him and themselves. क्योंकि ऐसे बहुत सारे होनहार होंगे जिनको लगता है कि जेल के में फिजियोथेरेपी में सर दबाया जाता है. There may be many people, but now you know that the jail manual code says something else. When the PR of the jail says this is not in, there is a separate physiotherapy center. But then maybe we don't know there is a remote to control the bed, etc., or to control that person, physiotherapy person. So now, even when somebody is saying wrong, J.S. Mill said, let false speech be allowed, because it gives that person and a society a chance to correct themselves. अगर नहीं करेंगे हम, this person will keep holding on to his view as the right view. So in an essay class, it is very important. You can, अब देखिए essay में आप मत सोचिएगा कि मैं कभी आपको जो content लिखवाऊंगा वही content है. Anything and everything that I say in essay class, other than my political sarcastic comments, everything else is content. Okay, so please, if I have to tell you to write J.S. Mill in an essay on liberty says, हम बहुत कुछ मिस कर जाएंगे essay की क्लास में कंटेंट में. ओके, तो आप ये लिख लिया कीजिए. आदित्य बाद में मेरे से नोट्स मत मांगना, इसमें जेएस मिल नहीं लिखा है आपके नोट्स में. सो see, many things conscience got it corrected by science. For example, regarding untouchability, regarding racism, regarding status of women in the society, conscience was shown the right path by साइंस, है ना? So you can write that as an another dimension in your essay topic. But सोसाइटी में साइंस विदाउट कंसाइंस लिखना हो तो आप क्या लिखेंगे? If you have to justify कि science without conscience is destroying society, TikTok. You see people want to make reels. How many of you have seen people uh, uh, having accidents in railways shooting videos?
Yes.
So there is a very interesting thing. If you remember when we did films, I had made you write a line that earlier Indian cinema would be a reflection of the society. Today, Indian society is a reflection of cinema.
Media.
Yes. So how is society getting bankrupted? Society may every individual that you meet, all of them consider themselves to be the next Elon Musk, without knowing what space engineering is, what aerospace is, what कोडिंग इज, क्या करना होता है, नहीं करना होता है, सब रातों रात कर लेंगे. कल इलॉन मस्क बन जाएंगे. परसों नहीं होगा, परसों होगा तो छोड़ देंगे, परसों कैरी मिनाती बनेंगे, है ना? सो now science has given us the instruments of materialism, but society may it has increased the divide. Now this person's example only you can write. This person watched some web series, right? Dexter. Now I don't know what is in that web series which inspired him, but there was something in that web series which guided him on how to dispose a body, right? He searched on YouTube, he searched on Google. Did at any point of time Google, YouTube, etc. tell him कि भाई तू गलत कर रहा है, don't do this thing?
No.
Because I saw reading that these things were Googled before that woman was killed. So now all these aspects, तो सोसाइटी में आप किसको लेके आएंगे? मार्जिनलाइज सेक्शन को और वल्नरेबल सेक्शन को. एंड वी ऑल नो अ लिस्ट ऑफ वल्नरेबल सेक्शन. कौन कौन वल्नरेबल सेक्शन है?
Women, child,
ओके, एंड चाइल्ड,
disabled, old
Okay.
age.
दिव्यांग
Men
जन,
तो सारे.
दिव्यांग जन और डिफरेंशियली एबल्ड. डिसेबल्ड मत लिखिए, डिफरेंटली एबल्ड और डिफरेंशियली एबल्ड. यस. उसके अलावा LGBTQ कम्युनिटी, लेस्बियन, गे, बाइसेक्सुअल, ट्रांसजेंडर, लिग्मा एंड जॉनसन. सो
ABTG.
है
Tribals.
कौन और कौन?
Tribal, SC, ST.
ट्राइबल. ओके. शेड्यूल कास्ट, शेड्यूल ट्राइब. यस. नाउ जैसे ही शेड्यूल ट्राइब आपने सोचा और साइंस और कंसाइंस सोचा, डाइवर्जन ऑफ फॉरेस्ट लैंड फॉर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, it is destroying the tribal community. Their life was dependent on forest. There is data, 40% of their income, 60% of their medicine, 45% of their food comes from forests. And when forests are being diverted for industrial infrastructure or whichever reason, you are destroying the scheduled tribes way of living. Then minorities, then migrant population, climate refugees or refugees in general. और कोई मार्जिनलाइज सेक्शन?
Old age.
हाँ, करेक्ट. एज्ड पॉपुलेशन. भाई साइंस ने आपको बहुत केपेबल बना दिया है. यू कैन वर्क इन US. Your parents can live in India. You can transfer money via, कुछ नेगेटिव लिख रहे हैं तो इसलिए यूपीआई नहीं लिखते हैं,
PayPal.
मास्टर, हाँ पेपाल नहीं यार, पेपाल बहुत छोटा है, मास्टर कार्ड, वेस्टर्न यूनियन. Whereas all that parents live for is to spend their last years with their children. Senior citizens, the survey says that they are amongst the highest depressed people. So geriatrics care, that is on the rise, especially mental issues. तो ये तो हो गया मार्जिनलाइज सेक्शन. अब अपने सिलेबस में सोचिए सोसाइटी में और क्या टॉपिक्स लिखे हुए हैं. ऑल ऑफ यू हैव रेड सोसाइटी. व्हाट आर द टॉपिक्स मेंशन्ड इन सोसाइटी? सिलेबस नहीं याद है. सेलिएंट फीचर्स ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी, डाइवर्सिटी, रीजनलिज्म, कम्युनलिज्म, सेक्युलरिज्म, पॉपुलेशन एंड एसोसिएटेड इशू. उससे पहले देयर इज urbanization and issues arising out of urbanization. Now urbanization is a product of industrial revolution, industrialization. Does it create a problem? Urban areas, all of you have done the urbanization topic. What are the problems?
It creates a nuclear family.
Urbanization. Okay. Ghettoization, पहली बात तो क्लास डिवीजन हो जाता है ना. This example I give in every class. The house help that comes to work in your home, does he or she live nearby? Do they live in your society, in your locality? बताइए.
No, sir.
No, sir.
They come from far off places. There are ghettos, slums. Slum is an urban reality. So urbanization से ghettoization है, slums, all kinds of pollution, environment degradation. The quality of life, the fast pace of urban life. You have seen, you अब देखिए एग्जांपल्स आपको सोचने हैं यहाँ पे. Today when somebody undergoes an accident, what is the first thing that the crowd there is doing? क्या करेंगे इसको? मोबाइल निकाल के रिकॉर्ड, वीडियो शूट, इंस्टाग्राम पे अपलोड, फेसबुक पे अपलोड. So the quality of life, urban spaces are less secure for women, है ना. बताइए 2-2, 3-3, 6-6 महीने पता ही नहीं है कि आप जिंदा है कि नहीं है. बेस्ट आने वाले समय में बेस्ट वे टू फाइंड इफ female sex ratio is decreasing or not will be directly proportional to number of suitcases sold. That is the status that society has fallen to. So urbanization is one topic. Then और सोसाइटी के सिलेबस में से टॉपिक बताओ यार.
Women's organization.
ग्लोबलाइजेशन. ओके. ग्लोबलाइजेशन से रिलेटेड इश्यूज all of us have. Identity crisis. आजकल आप दूध भी किसका पीते हैं? What is that company जो somehow gives thicker milk?
Country Delight.
Country Delight. I mean, imagine Amul being a cooperative where farmers are paid a good amount and not being able to advertise with these many brand ambassadors. For example, that person also, I saw him also advertising that Olympic, Neeraj Chopra ji. He is also खुद बेचारे भैंस का दूध पी के ओलंपिक तक पहुंचे, लेकिन प्रचार करेंगे कंट्री डिलाइट का. Then some of us who can afford it, we will buy country delight and not from the local uh, milkman who will be giving you fresh milk. So identity crisis hai. You don't know your identity. Cultural, there is cultural homogenization. Yeah, I think ये term पढ़ाया गया होगा आपको, globalization, है ना? And various other associated issues with respect to globalization. Identity crisis को अगर आप छोटा मान रहे हैं, how many people around the world went to join the Islamic Caliphate? Many, right? इंडिया से भी 46 लोग गए थे, कपड़े धुलवाए बेचारों से. They were like, ये तो घर पे भी नहीं करते थे. So now my idea is that now you just have to link it with the subtopics of your syllabus and you will get the dimensions for society. So this is for GS1 society topic. GS1 में और क्या है? History. History के क्या क्या प्रकार है? Ancient, medieval, modern, and art and culture. I'm not taking post-independence and world history. Ancient history, medieval history, modern history, art and culture, all of them will be giving you dimensions. Ancient history, for example, temples. Is there science and conscience confluence? बताइए.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. You will see that many temples, for example, sun temples, they are built, sun temples on equinoxes. The sun's rays go on the Garbhagri or the sanctum sanctorum. So that shows India's understanding of solstice, not equinoxes, my mistake. Sun's understanding of solstice or Earth's revolution, etc. This idea of astronomy is represented in our temples. Science and conscience have a confluence there. There is no war there. Medieval history, around the world, science and conscience are at loggerheads. Women are being burnt for being witches. Church is selling certificates. If you purchase, your sin will be redeemed like a coupon code. आपने स्क्रैच किया और sin 20. दीपेश, ये sin वो वाला नहीं है जो आप सोच रहे. So church was selling these certificates. Then science will come up with Renaissance, rational thinking, industrial revolution, scientific discovery, and it will bring the golden age in European countries. But ये सब होने के बाद क्या किया आपने? चलो साइंटिफिक डिस्कवरी हो गई, मॉडर्न लिटरेचर आ गया, मॉडर्न आर्ट एंड लिटरेचर, सेकुलरिज्म आ गया, everything was brought by science. What did you do this for? Colonize the. Was this not the outcome? Is colonization not the outcome of the scientific discoveries of the 15th, 16th century?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this shows that there is lack of conscience. Rather than improving the world, rather than extending science to the entire world, bringing rationalism to the world, you went there with commerce and political reasons to exploit them. Modern history, socio-religious reform movement. They take help of science to reform conscience. They look for rationality. Raja Ram Mohan Roy says, read the scriptures with the guidance of reason. Anything which does not appeal to your reason is not valid. And then there would be abolition of slavery, abolition of sati, abolition of female infanticide, etc., etc. All those things, dimensions you can write. Then art and culture. Today, what is the problem in art and culture?
Sir, that AI made a painting which won.
Correct. You can say artificial intelligence against human ingenuity, the likes of Picasso, uh, Vinci, etc. They could be combined in one painting in a fraction of second by artificial intelligence. But that would have no meaning. So this is second aspect, how you will utilize history, how you will utilize society. Third aspect is geography. How geography will be helpful, especially in writing this science without conscience. You can link up with environment
Resources.
without, yes,
Knowledge about resources.
evil quadrate, ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन. इन्वायरमेंट में आपको evil quadrate कराया गया होगा ना. NCERT mentions 4 evil quadrates. What are those? Habitat destruction, over exploitation, and invasive pollution, invasive alien species, and co-extinction. NCERT mentions these 4. So science has given you the instruments for exploitation. This is going to be the 6th mass extinction, which is 1000 times faster than any previous mass extinction. So now this is how you use content. GS1 ka paper. For this essay, this is how you use content. GS2, GS3, GS4. We will be discussing in next class how GS2, GS3, GS4 content we will be using, how to use polity, international relations, economics, internal security, environment, disaster, ethics. Now let us write the rest of the theme that we were discussing. Science का part हमने लिया था, science and religion, in which we had done introduction and conflict between science and religion, and we had also mentioned why science is winning the battle. We had to write the issues with science. So very quickly, who is going to tell me why science is winning the battle? In 30 seconds.
State funding.
Okay, first that it is backed by state, resources of the state.
Based on facts.
Science is based on fact, it is emotionally neutral. Okay.
Is open to falsification.
to discover more
It
and
is, yes, science is, science respects probable knowledge. It is open to falsification. There is healthy skepticism, correct? Then science erring capability to predict the near future. Science has given us instruments to win over nature. Okay, now what are the issues with science? Coming back to that continuation of that topic, issues क्या है science के साथ? बताइए.
It's complex
Ethical
to
issues.
understand everyone.
ethical issues.
Ethical issues. Okay. So give me, आप लोगों में से किसी ने बोला ethical issues. कुछ एग्जांपल बताइए ethical issues because of science.
Designer babies.
Okay, eugenics. ठीक है.
Artificial intelligence.
How is it having an ethical issue? How is artificial intelligence an ethical issue? Biotechnology, I understand, because there is things like cloning, there is eugenics.
So
You
human
can,
experiments.
yes, human experiment. Okay.
So in artificial
Clinic.
intelligence, when it is used for things such as self-driving cars, there was a very popular experiment that was
Okay.
run
Yes.
where people
Correct.
were asked.
Correct. Driverless cars.
So that robot which
Okay.
killed 29
Sophia.
scientists.
I think Sophia to Saudi Arabia वाला है, that robot which went to international space station ताकि scientists से बात कर सके. Do you know the real reason why they asked for that robot? The scientists. They were married. Okay, nobody gets the joke. Anyways, so they asked for a robot who could come and talk to them because of them spending more than 200-300 days away from all kinds of human communication. So yes, in driverless cars, they will be making people unemployed. What else?
So racial bias.
Racial bias. वो तो यूजेनिक्स में कवर हो गया, डिजाइनर बेबीज में.
So AI में आता है ना?
AI में?
हाँ.
AI will be recognizing people on the basis of color.
Yes. सर वो यहाँ पे अमेरिका में था ना एक सॉफ्टवेयर.
See, that was based on what was fed in the programming for its data set.
Yes.
So we just had to make that data set inclusive. But okay. What else?
So vaccines.
हाँ, वो लिख दिया ना, clinical trials. Clinical trials, why are they an issue? These are based on ethics का Bentham's principle. What did Bentham give?
Maximum good.
Yes, utilitarianism, maximum, greatest benefit of the greatest number. So for mankind to survive, people will take an experiment vaccine and may die in that process. How does that get justified morally? Based on Bentham's utilitarianism. So clinical trials, they have an ethical issue. बहुत सारे और issues हैं. I'm not going into that detail. That topic is a separate discussion in itself. कि clinical trials में मैं और आप जाते हैं या people who actually need money and they come from lower strata. Who goes to volunteer for these clinical trials?
Destitute people in need.
So
Polygraphy test.
those who are mad.
Who have gone mad? They go.
Yes, sir. There was a research also. They have some, like their EEG was mapped and they have some brain issues.
That is why they go for clinical trials. Or is it after the clinical trials?
No. Matlab they have poor consequence. Like they're not able to foresee or like calculate consequences of their actions. They were found poor on this frontal lobe.
That summarizes 99% of mankind, including those preparing for UPSC. You also don't realize the consequence when you started this preparation, right?
Yes.
No, but the more pressing and more fundamental issue is that these people require money. That is why they are risking life. Who will sign today on a paper for 20,000, 40,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees? That in case I die, nobody should be held accountable. Only Barkha Dutt can do so. But amount is different and somebody else will die. So one problem understood: science has no business with morality. What else?
Sir, polygraphy test. जिसकी बेस ओनली 70% ट्रूथ वो मुझसे बता दे, लेकिन सर वो जजमेंट देते हैं उससे बेस करना।
नहीं तो
हाँ
आप क्या चाहते हो? दूसरा तरीका है, वो पुलिस 2-3 दिन रखती है आपको और आपने जो क्राइम नहीं भी किए हो वो भी मान लेते हैं। इट इज नार्को इज बेटर यार। अभी दिस पर्सन हु वाज accused in this murder case, court specifically said no third degree, क्योंकि उनको पता था कि कैसे बुलवाएंगे। सो यार, और बताइए। इश्यूज विद साइंस।
सर एब्सोल्यूटिज्म आ चुका है साइंस में, लाइक साइंस
Correct.
ट्राइज टू
Correct.
overshadow religion today.
Correct. That is known as scienticism. Science itself has become a religion. आपको कुछ पता नहीं, आप कुछ जानना नहीं चाहते हैं, but you will mock every other thing that you have not read in a class 9th NCERT book, है ना? Why do you do this? This is superstition. Because superstition के आगे आपको आंसर देना नहीं है. It is on that person who is doing that thing has to answer it rationally. Your rationality ends there by just questioning. So science itself has developed a degree of absoluteness. It has started to substitute religion. It is known as scienticism. Because today science is claiming that all knowledge possible is in which field? Science only. What else?
So can we say science also depends on who's funding it?
Science also depends on who's funding
Because
it.
there are companies who fund very motivated research topics and other topics do not get as much funding. So उस एक के ऊपर science का valid approval लग जाता है.
You mean to say global warming is a hoax?
Yes sir, वो जो fund करते हैं उनको, तो even those become science.
Okay. ठीक है. Now, all the present problems of mankind, they can be traced back to the Industrial Revolution, which is a gift of science. Climate change, global greenhouse gas effect, ozone depletion, acid rain, air pollution, water pollution, कहाँ से आया सब? Where is the origin?
Science.
Industrialization, industrial revolution in Europe. That is what the climate summits talk about, historical responsibilities, जो ये लेते नहीं है Western countries. So, survival of mankind, both mentally and physically. Science has made easy also and difficult also, and on balance of scale, it is more difficult than easy. Physical में whatever things I mentioned, climate change, global warming, acid rain, more number of disasters, etc., etc. Mentally, crisis of materialism. It is said more than 70% of US population is on prescribed drugs. 70% लोग prescribed drugs पे हैं. Till you are performing, you are king, this, that, etc. When you are not performing and you cannot find a way to perform, then you say, I was depressed. उसके पहले आप फील्ड में हर व्यक्ति को गाली देंगे, फील्ड के बाहर भी, till things are working for you. Later you will take a book from your wife's, or sorry, take a page from your wife's book, say, I was mentally having issues. But then you will go to Neem Karori Baba, and then you will score again, and then again suddenly you will become the tiger. But materialism is not the answer. There is crisis of materialism. Materialism has given us mental health issues. There was a research, NCRB निमहंस इसका डेटा है, इंडिया में सुसाइड्स सबसे ज्यादा किस स्टेट में, which state has the highest number of suicides? You will be surprised. God's own country. Which is God's own country?
Kerala.
Kerala. Followed by Punjab, Haryana, all educated, affluent states. More number of suicides. That shows there is crisis of materialism. Science and religion are complementary. They are complementary. You can draw this diagram. This is a boat. पूरा पानी में चला गया. Science is sitting here. Spirituality is sitting here. Spirituality is looking inward for answers. Science is looking outward for answers. Science is based on facts. Spirituality or religion is based on values. Both complement each other.